Cool beans. So what field we dwell in is where we attract this wealth. What field we dwell in is what is allowing us to attract wealth. They're almost like gates. The field that we dwell in is like the gate for our receiving. And when we know what field we dwell in, what field we're in, whether we're in the field of possibility, so we're in the field of predictability, or we're in the field of possibility, or we're in the field of potentiality. And when we learn that the way we are being, the energy, the vibrational state, our consciousness, the field that we dwell in is actually attracting money in our life. It's either restricting it, contracting it, or it's actually expanding it. And our ability to understand what field we're in is very important to build this absolute harmony with money, to build this frequency of just peace and harmony and alignment and no resistance and just ease. Because when we are in alignment, when we're in harmony, everything just seems to be like we just seem to be. Our breathing just seems to be. There is no extra effort in order for us to be like, oh my God, I need to do this to breathe. It's just a state of being. And that's what we want to build, absolute harmony with money, right? So the field of possibility, the first field, this conversation I'm having with you, so that it can serve you. And I want you to be able to be in a place where you can actually look at yourself, your energetic field, and we're like, okay, wait, I have been in the field of predictability or possibility or potentiality. And this is where I'm actually either exploding the way of my receiving or I'm actually contracting it. That's the intention of this conversation. So when you look at the field of possibility, the field of predictability, most people operate in this field. Our actions predict our outcome. If I study this, this is the job I will get. If I work these many hours, this is how much I will make. Whether it's an hourly rate, weekly rate, monthly rate, or it's a salary, whatever it is, at the end of the day, I know that this is what I do, this is how much I make. And most people in jobs actually have that. Some people in businesses have that too. But it's a predictable way of making money. It's a predictable way of knowing this action is going to get me this result. Now what happens is it can give us safety. It's a very good place to be in. But because I can predict what I can receive, I will never be having magic. Magic is out of ordinary. Magic is extraordinary, right? So if I know that I'm actually going to be taking these actions and predicting, okay, if I sell XYZ product, I'm going to make this money. If I actually do this, this is what's going to happen. If I work these many hours this week, I'm going to happen this. If I take this job up, I'm going to have this much salary. So I am in safety, but I'm also in a lot of logic, and logic and magic don't go together. You know that. So what is happening is I can predict my results. I can predict how much money is going to come through these gates of my field into my personal field, right? Let me know how this is landing for you guys. And when we go on to the second field, which is, okay, well, can I be in predictability? Can I be like, okay, well, you know what? I want to predict. I want to have some safety. I want to be able to know that this is how much I'm making. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be like, this is how much I can spend, have some extra, whatever season of life you're in, whatever stage of life you're in. So it's good to have predictability, absolutely. And if you've had financial trauma or stress, I mean, it's a good place to be in, honestly. But then comes the next step where it's like, oh, the field of possibility. Can I take one step into the field of possibility, that what else is possible for me? What else is possible that I can do my 9 to 5 job and I can have a side hustle? I've never really liked the word side hustle. I never enjoyed it, but I know it's something that people get. But it's like, can I have something on the side that lights me up, that I want to share with the world, be a creator, whatever way. Maybe you're making candles, maybe you're writing an ebook, maybe we're walking dogs on the weekend. Whatever lights your soul, it's also a way to, get out of that predictability zone and that 9 to 5, or this whole system of whatever matrix you've created for yourself, actually, the way of life, and you're allowing yourself to become a new identity as well. So could I have one foot in field of predictability and one foot in the field of possibility, that I can have this and this? What else is possible for me? Can I get money in an extra way? Can I get money from a side job? Can I get money from a side business? Can I get money from just some weekend gig that I did, right? So that way is what you're doing is you're walking in predictability, but you're also opening the gates. The field has now expanded, the field I am in, because we attract from the field we dwell in. So if I am now in the field of, not only can I predict what I'm getting, but I can also be in the field of possibility, that actually this extra is also possible for me. Because I'm in that field, my brain is starting to look up for these opportunities. Because I'm in the field of possibility, now my RAS, which is the back of my head, the reticular activated system, is looking for all these opportunities, because now I have told myself that I'm going to be in the field of possibility as well. That's when actually ideas come to you. That's when actually you start thinking out of the box, right? And then that would encourage me to, go out, look for jobs, create something, sit with myself and go like, I've been wanting to write a book for so long. Let me just do it on the weekends. Whatever it is, you're starting to take a different sort of action to become this person. You're now moving from the field of predictability and very predictable results to opening gates to possible money, right? And then would be your third field, which is actually there's no first, second, third. You can leap into the field anytime, which is the field of potentiality. This field is just magical. This field invites you and allows you to become someone so magical, someone you had not known was within you. The field of potentiality allows us to become our bravest, boldest, most expansive self. And that is when it allows you to go like full tap on. I am completely attached to the unified field. I am always receiving downloads. I am in the field of potentiality. I am in the field of infinite possibilities. I am attached to the source. I am receiving the downloads. I am leaping and I'm taking those actions. What does field of potentiality mean? It means that it's the field where anything is possible. It's a field where I don't predict my results. Because when I can predict, it's not magic. Predictability is something that is causing safety and will get me the results that I can predict. When I can not predict them, but I know that, something greater is happening. And I have the courage to walk this path, which means that can I become the entrepreneur who does not know the how, but she knows she is now becoming a wealthy woman or a man? Can I walk into the field of infinite possibilities? Can I be dwelling in the field of potentiality, that I am now this person who just knows, who's adopted the identity that I have absolute harmony with money. It's coming to me from anywhere and everywhere, which means in order for me to believe this, I must be having beliefs to support this, right? 95% of our reality is created based on the beliefs we have. So if I believe that I am in the field of potentiality, which means what? I can't predict how the money is coming, but I am walking into the field where money can come from anywhere. And now that allows me, because I'm so grounded in this identity and this belief, it allows me to think differently. It allows me to have a different vibrational signature. It's like, I don't know, it's not like, oh my God, how do I make this work? How is it coming? What's happening? What are the possibilities? It's Possibilities, yes, but it's more like you're embodied in that signature. You're exuding this energy into the universe where it's like, I am walking in the field of potentiality. What if out of nowhere the client comes? What if out of nowhere the creative opportunity comes? What if out of nowhere this gig for the weekend comes? What if out of nowhere I'm actually given a contract, for my music album, like whatever you're running? What if out of nowhere I actually get a promotion? What if out of nowhere? So the field of potentiality is calling upon you to, and within you, to really think out of the box, to really go like, hang on, I am actually infinite potential. This is where you actually break the box. This is where you collapse all the illusions which you've been programmed to believe that I am capable of this or not this. This is what I can do and this is what I can't do. And when we walk in the field of potentiality, we allow ourselves to really just completely start thinking with infinite possibilities. The signals that we're receiving and sending are completely changing because you guys know I often talk about the boomerang effect, right? What we send out into the field causes ripples and it will always come back to you. And if you are sending a boomerang or potentiality of the belief that I am an infinite being, I am worthy of attracting, I am actually attracting infinite possibilities at all times. I'm opening portals of how the money can come to me because we're talking about money right now, right? This is a money program. It is about how, same thing you can do with love, you can do with business, with clients, with possibilities, with artistic endeavors, opportunities, creative opportunities. But that I'm opening portals at all times and I am a being who's always attracting infinite possibilities and potential. You're sending that boomerang out, what's going to happen? The boomerang is going to, from the field, bring physical manifestations, atoms, molecules, cells from the field become matter and come to you in your field, aka your manifestation. So the power lies in understanding what field we're in. When we understand that we are in this field, we claim our power back. Now the things are not happening to us. We become aware that we are the creator. Whatever boomerangs we're sending out are actually coming back to us as manifestations. We understand then that we hold the power to change the field we're in. So if today you realize that why the money has been limited, why the money has only come in these sources while you've always wanted more, and more is good. More means that we're infinite, right? The field is infinite. There is absolutely no judgment to the more, so that we clear that if you're actually experiencing the judgment. And for those of you who've done the pre-work in 5 figures in 21 days, you cleared that your energetic vessel. You're like, yes, everything's good. More is good, right? So when it's not been coming, you look at what field you've you've been dwelling in. If you've been in the field of predictability, you will receive results that are predictable. If you take predictable actions and you know the results are predictable, they are going to be predictable. There's not going to be any sort of surprises. I mean, there could be if you continue to believe that I'm always attracting good things, but if you continue to be in that vibrational state, your field is exuding the signature, the electromagnetic signals going on to the field. This is how I receive money. Then you're only going to receive money the how that you know. Because now you're clearly telling it this is the how. With possibility, the how is expanded a bit, stretched a bit. Now we begin to stretch ourselves, and this is the how, plus it can come any other way. So we've opened ourselves. The field has expanded, the contraction, the gates have opened. And then is the field of potentiality where it's like, it can come anyway. Like you have no control over it in the sense that you are not helpless, but you're like, I'm not putting control tabs. I'm not putting walls. I'm not putting conditions to how this money comes. which means I am actually walking, talking, open portal, and I'm always attracting good things, which allows you to then take actions. Doesn't mean you just think like this. Your consciousness will shift. How you're thinking has already changed, and then how you're feeling about this whole money situation will change. And then obviously you take actions. Out of nowhere, you will get in downloads. People call it intuition, downloads, channeling, but it's really what's happening is because you're opening your field, you're getting out of your head, you're getting information from the infinite quantum field, the field of infinite possibilities, where parallel realities exist, where a broadcast version of you exists and a multimillionaire version of you exists, is sending you this information. It'll be like, well, actually go make this call or go to this coffee shop, and you end up sitting and talking to someone who actually gives you a book signing, a book deal. You come up, you get a new job, you get a creative opportunity. So it will happen in not predictable ways, but it'll happen in infinite ways. It'll happen in magical ways. So today's work is to understand, the work that you're going to do today in today's module is to understand and look at what field, reflect on what field you've been dwelling in. Have you been in predictable ways, field of predictability? This is how the money is going to come. Have you been in predictability and possibility? Or have you been in the field of potentiality where it could come from anywhere? And that means you be taking very different actions. You'll be collapsing your identity around who you are or how you should do things, and you would be getting out of the autopilot, right? So, and I share with this about autopilot and how to collapse quantum leap in my book as well, right? Some of you obviously read this. In the chapter about collapsing your personal reality is being created by your personality. So how do you actually collapse that? So there's a whole chapter on getting out of the autopilot. So I want you to look at this and then ask yourself, what field do I want to be in? Because if we want to be in the field or we want magic, we want absolute harmony with money, we want money to flow and we don't even know where it's coming from. It's like, as one of my mentor, Bob Proctor, says, when you get onto the frequency of money, it's going to come hard and fast. And you'll be like, where was it all this while? It's going to come hard and fast. So when we realize that we want to be a match and we want to be in the field of potentiality where it can come from anywhere, like infinite potentials exist for wealth to come into my life, then what actions am I taking? What thoughts am I having? What feelings am I having? That identity who's operating in the field of potentiality is, what does she do? How does she think? How does she feel? How does she act? Because she's completely trusting of the information that's actually coming from the field, right? Of infinite possibilities. And that would mean that you allow yourself to think differently. What can I change in my business today? How can I offer products and sales differently? How can I, do different things? For those of you who have businesses, you're entrepreneurs, you're artists, what can I create differently? What can I offer to the world? Maybe I've been trying, well, how I've been selling my work, it's been great, it's been amazing. But if I was in the field of infinite possibilities, how would I do it? You will get information which will blow your mind. You will get downloads. You'll get the information from the field of possibilities. You go again, it could be a coffee shop, it could be a bookshop. You're called upon, you're taken somewhere where you have a conversation, you end up signing, a deal. You end up meeting someone who has a gallery. You end up meeting someone who's just wanting to look for an artist. There are many ways how this obviously flows, but opening ourselves to the field of potentiality is very, very, very important if we want to create that absolute harmony with money, and also open the gates of infinite wealth, of infinite potential, where we don't need to even predict how money is going to find ways to come into your life, right? Because we said money's so cute, it keeps finding ways to see me. So I hope today's module served you. Looking at what field you dwell in is so important, so critical for us to understand that what we're emitting in the quantum field, and that's exactly what we're going to get back. So we want to open all gates like the upcoming program Portals of Blessing is where we're talking about how I open portals through tea, coffee, intention, right? Everything's intention and energy. And when you use energy in a very intentional way, you manifest faster. But it's about understanding that when you understand the field you dwell in, you're able to either open the doors, or you can just like, they're probably closing, and we don't want closed doors. We want open doors. We want to walk in the field of potentiality, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this module. I will see you tomorrow.